Hey Vincent, it's Naima. Thanks so much for sending these over. They are so chic, and this is what I would expect from you, which is nothing but beautiful. I had a chance to take a look through both of them, and honestly, they give such a good first impression. It doesn't look like somebody who has just graduated, but somebody who has been working in the field for a while. They come across really strong. So, what I'd like to do is really dig a little bit more to see how we can make it look even better. Um, and I will say that for a lot of people, I'd be like, this is great, let's move on. But for you, I think that we can definitely push it a little bit more because I know you've got it in you. So um, to start, I wanted to ask about the font really quick. I love that it's a sans serif. I think it goes well with your look. But I almost wondered if there's any way to see if you could find one that might be a little bit taller. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it almost looks like it's being stretched out a little bit too much. So take a look in your settings in InDesign and make sure that the font didn't get stretched, because it just feels a little bit, I don't know, maybe lagged the way that they're kind of spread across. So I'd like to see just a little bit more, I guess, space, or little less space between the words. I also would like to give it a really clean, polished look. And with that, I am talking about the way the text is in the text boxes. So let's delete these spaces right here. So again, I'm going to wave my hand so you see where I am. Let's delete these 3 spaces so it just lines up right against the side of the page. I guess all 4 of these. And then after that, let's talk about these paragraphs right here. And in fact, let me hop into InDesign because there's 2 things I want you to do. Let me find, do I have any text? I do. Okay, so this might be a good example. No, maybe not. Let me just open up a new page on here. Sorry. So I'm just going to fill a text frame with just kind of some random text to show you a couple things that I would love to see on yours. So this is random text. It makes no sense, but I'm going to take this and squish it. And you can see now there's 1, 2, 3 hyphenated sentences. Do you see that? How now they're cut off? They weren't before. What I'd like you to do, excuse me, oh, can't sneeze these days, it scares people. In the paragraph menu or under properties, this should be in either menu. So if you go to properties, it's just really far down. You have to keep scrolling. Eventually, here's paragraph. There's hyphenate. Now, if I turn off hyphenate, you can see that those words that were once hyphenated are no longer hyphenated. I think that'll help quite a bit to give it a sharp look. And if you don't see the paragraph menu in either place, what I want you to do is go up to Window. Sorry if that part's cut off, but go to Window, Type and Tables, Paragraph. So Window, Type and Tables, Paragraph, and that should pull this up for you. So please first do that, and then let's take it one step further. I also want you to go to the paragraph menu, and let's make this justified. I just love that clean edge you get on either side, and I really think it fits that modern chic design that you have on yours. So 2 things that I would love to see on this. The other thing that I'd like to see, your address is a little hard to read. It's just a little bit small and it's not quite bold. So I'd like you to use this font, and it might be the same font, but I don't think it's bold. Maybe it's just because it's so much smaller, but maybe bump up your name a tiny bit to make this a little bit smaller. Or what I would do, just because this is such a beautiful logo, maybe completely take the address off here and put it down here at the bottom in gray so that it kind of fades out, and then your logo can stand on its own. So that's what I would see on your cover letter. And then on your resume, I think you might have a little stroke on the outside of this. So do you see that when I zoom in, there's just this super subtle stroke on the outside? So make sure to get rid of that. It's a little distracting. And then I'd say that same thing that I said on the front. I would love just to see your logo on its own, maybe slightly smaller because I think you could use some more real estate for the words. So maybe make this about 75% of the size, just your name, and then along the bottom in like a different gray, put your contact info. Again, these are just my 2 cents. It's very subjective. So if you're in love with it, keep it because it is working well. These are, again, just my suggestions. Now, talking about the layout, I think you need just a little bit more consistency in here because it's when you look at the fonts, we've got objective, not bold, education, bold, and then we've also got this font right here, which I love. I think that this layout works well, but even here, this is a different font than this down here. So take a minute to slow down and like make rules, like where am I going to use the bold? Where am I going to use this font? Where does the accent font come in? I also don't think you need the dash here. I think that unless you wanted stylus to go next to it, I don't think that this dash makes sense. It would be nice if you could. Siri's talking to me. This is so freaky. Sorry. I think it would be better if you did, Marikai House, and then instead of a dash, put the long line. Let me show you what I mean. So you have the fancy font, and then you do, I should know what this is called. You do this line, and then your title position, if that makes sense. Sorry. Ari, sweetheart, quit playing with Siri. Okay? Turn it off. And then after that, go ahead and do all of the other information afterwards. But again, just make it consistent. Now, for me, I think that this is some of the most important stuff, and I'm sad that it's like small. So I would say bump it onto another page or really just make your font smaller. This looks like it's about a 14, and I think you could easily go down to like an 11 and still have everything fit. So play with that a little bit. Maybe even think about using this font right here under like your education and skills. So just a little bit more consistency. But I am really so impressed with what you've done so far. I can't wait to see what else you're going to do and where this is going to take you. Whoever ends up snagging you is really, really lucky. So I miss seeing your face. I hope you're doing well in all this. And just send me a note. Let me know how things are going. Thanks, Vincent. Have a great day.